Hello, District 28 voters. My name is Alan Kellet. I'm running for South Carolina House District 28. I'm making this video in response to the debate that I unfortunately missed last week. So I wanted everyone to be informed of my views on policy and how I view things need to be changed in this district. I'd like to thank Richard Sabo for taking his time to come out today out of his schedule to make this video. Just to give you an introduction on myself, I'm a third-generation farmer. I'm the owner of Kellet Farms in Simpsonville. Sullivan Road's our base of operations where we are. I'm also Vice President of Operations for a local bottled water company, which is in District 28 along with this farm. So I have a lot invested in the district. Previously, I have served 15 years for the Greenville County Farm Bureau. I started out as a board member, worked my way up to membership chair, and then the vice president. For the past 5 years, I've served as president for the Greenville County Farm Bureau. I resigned that position in January due to bylaw restrictions so I could run for this seat and represent you, the people that are here, my friends and neighbors. I've also served on several FFA and high school committees and advisory boards for the Future Farmers of America. And I've been involved with politics from the county level to the state level, fighting for farmer advocacy in Greenville County, as our farms are disappearing at a tremendous rate.
Okay, Mr. Kellett, we'd like to ask you a few questions. First question is, will you join the Freedom Caucus?
Right now, I'm undecided on joining the Freedom Caucus. And here's my take on the Freedom Caucus. I agree with about 99% of the things that they agree with. We think on the same plane. It's just sometimes I don't think they take the right steps to get to where they're going sometimes. And what I mean by that, I want to elaborate on that. You've got 17 people that get together. They decide on an issue to vote a certain way. And that issue might benefit folks in Goose Creek or Monk's Corner or Orangeburg or wherever, but it could be a detriment to the folks here in District 28. And if that situation ever arises, I cannot vote against the folks I represent. Will not do it.
What needs to be done with the $1.8 billion of state funds that were found?
Well, my approach to this whole candidacy is common sense and straightforward government. And we've already started muddying the waters on what we're going to do with this money. But what needs to happen to the money is it needs to go back to the people. Now, whether that will happen or not, I highly doubt you're going to get all those folks to agree to give everybody their money back. But if that can't be done, my suggestion to give what to do with the money, our SCDOT, I believe, has an annual budget of, I think, $2.68 billion. Hey, let's put some good to that money. Let's fix our roads and bridges that are crumbling. We have roads and bridges in this district. We got a bridge at McKelvey Road that's been closed for almost 2 years. That's causing problems with emergency response times. And it's just went unvanished. I mean, nobody's doing anything about it. So I think that's what we should do with the $1.8 billion.
Okay, what is your view on abortion?
My view on abortion as a conservative Christian is I'm totally against abortion. I think it should be illegal. I think we should enact some stricter policy on abortion. I do, however, have some reservations on that policy as to where if you're a victim of a sex crime or if it's a medical emergency, I think it should be at the doctor's discretion in those instances.
What is your view on how COVID was handled?
COVID was a complete disaster. But, you know, just saying the information that was given to us by COVID, everything that was pumped in our brains with what we had, I think from the onset, we really didn't know what to do. I don't think businesses should have been closed. I don't think you should have had mask mandates or vaccine mandates. This is still a free country, and you should be able to choose what you want to do. and what vaccines you want to take. And if you want to ride around in your car by yourself with a mask on, more power to you. But I didn't agree with the way COVID was handled. And I think the best thing that came out of our COVID response was we learned really quickly what not to do with COVID and a pandemic.
What are your views on tort reform?
Tort reform is a really multifaceted kind of problem, and it's going to become a big problem, and it's going to take some different things to get it straightened out. I think the first thing we need to do is we just need to have some major JMSC reform. The way our judges are picked, it's not fair, and they can say it's not influencing them to pass sentence a certain way or not, but they can tell that to somebody else. I don't believe it. I don't agree with a active legislator, practicing attorney being on that board, picking and appointing our judges. So it needs to start with JMSC reform. On the insurance side of it, I think some referendums or policy needs to be developed to help businesses that get in these fraudulent insurance claims. Just because you're a business with your logo on the side of the truck, that doesn't mean you should be a target for a frivolous lawsuit.
Can you clarify the residency protest against you?
Yes, that was the reason I missed the debate last week. I was notified of the protest at about 6:50 on Wednesday. It was on the last second. I had till 12 o'clock noon the next day to submit my driver's license, my insurance cards, my voter registration, pictures of the dwelling, the electrical running, the plumbing running. I had to send 3 months worth of power bills. All that was validated by the SCGOP. So my residency has been cleared. And that protest was made by Mr. Huff, I think, in my opinion, through speculation and hearsay. So that's been cleared completely. I am a valid candidate according to the state, and I will continue to be. And in my opinion, I think that was kind of the pot calling the kettle black.
What are your views on H4927 and S975?
H4927, the healthcare bill. I think they were trying to do something good, but they just made a mess of it. Just really made a mess of it. And I think the whole thing needs to be scrapped, and we need to go back to square one. I agree with the idea of limiting the accountability, but the process that bill structures it, I really don't think that was the way to do it. And the Senate bill on the other half of it was a good start, but more needs to be done to clarify that issue.
What are your views on a change of Comptroller General?
I've never thought of that issue until it was brought up at the debate when I went back and watched the video, and it's actually a provoking thought. I think with accountability, that would probably be a benefit if that was an appointed position by the governor, but it must be appointed on merit and experience. We can't get anybody in there that doesn't know what they're doing. And he would be accountable straight to the governor.
Okay, Mr. Kellet, to recap a couple of major points. Have you met with County GOP?
Yes, I have. I've attended several GOP business meetings. I've attended Coffee and Politics several times, so those folks know me very well.
Do you support the Convention of States?
I do support the Convention of States.
Will you join the Freedom Caucus?
As I said previously in the video, that's still up in the air. If we make it, or when we make it through the primary, I'd have to have a long conversation with the leaders of the Freedom Caucus and make sure we're on the same page.
Will you sign the Republican oath?
Yes, I will sign the Republican oath.
Do you reside at your permanent address?
Yes, I do.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Kellet.
Thank you, and we'll see you on June 11th.